All right, we just finished the lift. We hit upper body today, and obviously it's a very different kind of background. But I'm actually just sitting down on the roof of my gym because it's so windy out here that my mic wouldn't even work if I decided to go up to the place that I usually do because it's like all the way at the top. But today I'm going to be talking about something that is going to resonate with a lot of you guys, and some of you guys might be on the path to achieving this right now. You don't even realize it. And, that's the scariest part, or that's the most concerning part, is because, you know, it's really easy to get put into a cycle or put into, kind of a mental spot to be consistently going after the worst version of yourself. And, a lot of you guys might be like, man, what are you talking about? There's no way. But, that's the same thing that I thought. And my biggest thing that I always tell you guys is that, you know, going to the gym is one thing, right? And my biggest thing right now is just telling you guys, like, hey, the gym is just a vehicle for you to become a better version of yourself. But in this video, I'm gonna use myself as an example. A year ago when I was in college, right, I was on the journey to becoming the worst version of me. And like I said, I didn't even realize it until, one day I kind of just woke up and was like, man, what am I doing? But it all starts with, little little steps towards there, little setbacks, little things that you let slide, little things that you're just okay with, and then they compound and compound. And with me being in college, man, first of all, I was, you know, making decent money online at the time, spending it all on stupid stuff, like going to parties, doing drugs, X, Y, and Z. But we're gonna get into that a little bit later into the video. But man, when I tell you guys, I was lacking so much in my self development. It would kind of be an understatement for me to just be like, yeah, I wasn't, doing the things that I needed to. And hold on, let me adjust this so I can kind of like actually just sit back and talk to you guys. I was, you know, I was doing things on a day to day basis that, I was just letting it slide that I was okay with. And like I said, I was doing drugs all the time. I was smoking all the time. I was drinking from time to time. And I even, got to a point to where I started messing around with psychedelics. Um, and like I was saying, man, it all starts with one little thing. One day I was like, man, I wonder if I smoke this, I'll be able to sleep better at night. The usual quotes that people use to, you know, justify their drug use or whatever. And one night I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just do this. I'm bulking up, so it'll help me eat more and stuff too. And at the time, I was going to a gym with a whole bunch of bodybuilders who were doing the same thing. It was bodybuilding gym. Guys had great physiques, and I would ask them, I would talk to them about it, and I would be like, man, what are you guys doing to eat that much food? What are you guys doing to pack on that much mass? And a lot of the guys are just look at me and say, man, I just smoke weed and eat as much food as I possibly can. So, that kind of sparked the initial, kind of thought in my head. And, ended up acting on that. So I smoked one night and ate food, went to sleep. And at the time, I didn't have a set routine. At the time, the only reason why, I would roll out of bed was to go to class, right? Or to go to go to college. Um, and hold on, my SD card is about to run out. I need to clear this real quick. All right. Anyway, like I was saying, and it's freaking windy outside. So if you guys are just hearing a bunch of like background noise, I'm gonna try my best to like cancel it out in my editing software and everything. But yeah, like I was saying, man, I would only wake up at a certain time because I had class, right? And the sad thing of it is, you know, I never wanted to go to college. I never ever wanted to go to college. And that's why I'm not in college now. That's why I do what I do full time because I never wanted to go to college. But the reason why I say, the sad part of it is like I would wake up to go to class. And At the time, I didn't even have a freaking car. I didn't have bro, I was a loser, dog. Like I just go to the gym, smoke weed, wake up late, and I would roll out of bed at the time of my class to go to class. But in reality, dude, I would drive to in my mom's car. I would drive to college. I went to Rockhurst. I would drive to Rockhurst, and there was this place called Einstein Bagel. I would go there. I would use my student card to pay for like a breakfast sandwich or something. I would bring nothing but my pre-workout in my backpack. Or I might have brought my computer or whatever. But I would bring my pre-workout in my backpack. I would go to campus because I wasn't going to class. And when I did, like I wasn't paying attention. Like I would go to campus, go to Einstein, use my student card, get a breakfast sandwich, take my pre-workout at Rockhurst, and just roam around campus or sometimes go to class. Um or like I would go to class pretty decently, like from time to time. Um, but a lot of the time I was just skipping the classes, right? But anyway, it's not important. Biggest thing I want you guys to know, I was going to school just to use the gym, which is ridiculous. But um, bro, there's this guy just staring at me. I didn't even realize there's people up there. Anyway, bro, it's so funny. Anyway, I would freaking wake up late, roam around campus, act like I was going to class. Like I said, I would just work out at the school gym. I had a friend group at Rockhurst, and I would hang out with them all the time. And you see how these little things are gonna start compounding over time. It's like, man, you're allowing yourself to sleep in all the time. You're allowing yourself to dip out on your classes. You're only going to campus to go to the gym. You're hanging out with friends, and these friends are going to parties. They're smoking. They're drinking. They're pretty much in the same boat that you are. And, being in a college environment, man, that stuff was looked at as normal. Like it was normal to be miserable. It was normal to, hate your major or hate your classes and, go out and go to the parties. Like, and I don't know if you guys are from Kansas City, but like when I was going to parties, man, the Rockhurst parties were terrible. So we would like go to the UMKC parties, hang out with people at UMKC. And like I said, the only thing that was freaking man, it's wind. Only it's so windy. I kid you not, it's crazy. The only thing that we were doing was man, my whole just like smoking weed, going to parties, just being unproductive. And you might ask me, like, Isaiah, how the heck did you have money for drugs and you weren't working and you're a kid in college? Some of you guys don't know, but I grew my TikTok account to like at the time like 250 or 300,000. And I was getting paid on TikTok. I was like just kid in college making like 5,000, 4,000, 3,000 a month from like that kind of range. And my camera's about to die. Um, and I was just blowing all my money on drugs, food, hanging out with people, buying them food, buying them drugs, Ubering everywhere because I didn't have a car. But I say all this to say, and I'm gonna sum this up because my camera's literally about to die. You guys can take this story that I'm telling you in my own life and apply it to yours in any way that you can. But the biggest thing that you have to understand is the moment that you let yourself slip once and you allow that to compound and compound, you give into that comfort, you give into the thing that you know you shouldn't. That is how you're gonna end up becoming the worst version of yourself. Guaranteed, because it's gonna stack and stack and stack and stay quick, quit, stack, pause, stack over and over and over. Before you know it, you're gonna allow yourself to do this, to do this, to do that, and you're gonna get just funneled down into becoming the worst version of you. And one day you're gonna wake up like I did and be like, man, I'm a freaking loser. Like I'm looking in the mirror and I hate the person that I'm seeing. Like I had a physique, I had, money coming in, but man, my personal development was pretty much zero. Right? And like I said, I'm rushing this video out because my camera's about to die. But I want you guys to take that, right? It's a very short video, but I want you guys to take that and understand you can't consistently give in to the comforts. You can't, consistently just allow things to slide over and over when you know you shouldn't. Right? You need to do the things that you need to do regardless of how you feel. You need to do the things that you need to do, whether you want to do them or not. You need to be real with yourself and actually hold yourself to a standard and follow through with that. Because if you don't, you're gonna end up like I was last year. Freaking or I guess a little bit over last year now because it's 2025. But that's the biggest thing I want you guys to take away from this video, man. And I know it's rushed. I know you guys are like, whoa, it's just a huge jump. But man, just me being transparent with you guys, like, man, I hated who I was, even when I had the physique, because I was neglecting my personal development. I was neglecting my habits. And, I was replacing or putting in place bad habits where good habits were supposed to be. And because of that, it ruined my perception of myself. It put me in a, and I ended up hating who I was all over again. All right. But I love you guys. Jesus loves you too. And I had to cut this video short. My camera's literally about to die. But hope you guys were able to get something out of this. Like, I drove at least a little point that could help you guys. But yeah, talk to you guys tomorrow.